Do you have some friends or family that have some old electronics laying around? Most people have some laptops laying in their basement or in their attic or somewhere laying around their house. So we wanted to show you some ideas about how you can turn an old laptop into a free POS system. So the idea is to really spend no money and end up with a $2,000 point of sale system. So I'm going to show you a few things. This particular one here I got for free because a customer wanted a data transfer. So I'm putting all their data onto a flash drive and ended up getting a free laptop out of that. And I can even get the flash drive back at some point if I wanted to make it 100% free. But many times people just want to get rid of their old stuff and need it wiped. So I just wanted to give you guys a few tips on how you can create something out of nothing. So what I'm going to do next after I get the data transferred is I made a flash drive here with Windows 11. So any flash drive will do. I even made a little label. It's a little hard to see. But we're going to try to install Windows 11 on here. And so I've got the Acer laptop all ready for installation. I decided just to stick with the old hard drive, kind of see how it goes. It's a decent laptop. It's a Windows 8. Got an i7. Seems to have a spinning hard drive. We'll probably know a little further when we get a little further on in the process. So I'm installing a flash drive in here, and then I'm going to hold down the power button to make sure it's all the way off. And then when it boots up, I'm going to try the F12 key. It's an Acer. Sometimes you get like escape. So on some laptops, sometimes F2 or F10. Everyone's a little different, but F12 it is. Look at that. Alright. PNY is the brand of flash drive. It's a Windows 11. It's a free tool you can make. So you can get that directly from Microsoft, or you can use Rufus and what's the other program I use for that? I guess maybe it was just Rufus and the Windows 11. So from Microsoft to download the ISO. So it's not hard. We're booting from the flash drive. Sometimes it doesn't always detect the hard drives or the solid state drives, so sometimes that can be a little bit tricky. I think we're going to be okay, especially since it's got a spinning hard drive or an older drive. I believe we're going to be just fine, but we'll see how it goes. So pretty easy here. Just click next. We want US for the language. Next. Install Windows. Erase everything. Next. Getting a few things ready. Typical Windows. Maybe I'll do another video on more specifically about Windows installs, but this is kind of the typical thing. Product key. We're going to go ahead and enter that in a little bit later. With Windows 11 Home should be just fine. Except all their terms. I'm sure you read it. Maybe. And searching for disks. Since this is a refurbished laptop, basically used laptop, these are all the partitions. So I found the disk, so that's great news. It looks like disk 0 should be the one I want. I was to double check. If you do the wrong one, then you mess up your tool or something else. You could have all your other devices unplugged. That helps. So click on each partition, hit delete, and it takes a while. This guy's got a lot of partitions. You can see it kind of locks up for a few seconds on each one when you're doing it, so just be patient. And it goes to unallocated space. So those you don't have to delete. It's just the partitions. Unallocated is basically the stuff that's already been deleted or emptied. are zeroed out. Disk 0, disk 1. Hopefully I didn't already accidentally delete a partition. Wait a second. And then to disk 2. So there's some kind of 22 gigabyte drive in here, maybe? Let's see here. Maybe a flash drive. Maybe a drive to speed it up or something like that, like an Intel Optane or something weird in there. So we'll install on the big drive. Looks like maybe about, yeah, it's probably a 500 gig drive. Still can't tell for certain. I mean, I heard some noises that sounded like a spinning hard drive, but it is Windows 8, so you never know. But this will be interesting anyway to see how fast the computer is and how well it works. I think it's going to be okay, and yeah, that way we're not spending any money on a drive in here either. And you know, for a point of sale system, it should be okay. I mean, it's definitely better with a solid state drive, but this is installing really fast. It's doing good. So not bad for a free computer, huh? So I will keep you updated in this process, and it should be pretty exciting. We're going to do a lot of cool stuff. So I just got Windows installed, and one of the tricks that I want to do is do a local account, so you don't have to deal with a Microsoft Online account and all the issues and problems and
device using a screen reader,
password resets.
Turn on Narrator by pressing Windows plus Control plus Enter. For more accessibility features, press Windows plus U, or select the accessibility icon in the bottom corner.
So we don't need to do all that stuff. We're just going to hit I don't have internet. That's the secret button, because if you don't have internet, then it won't create an online account. So, and if that doesn't work, there's another trick where you can do Shift F10 and do a OOBE/NRO, I believe it is. So I'll do another video on Windows installs. You can always ask me in the comments, and you can have it bypass that way as well too. So enter your name. We're gonna go ahead and just call this guy POS, and we're gonna do no password, so we don't have to deal with a password or password resets or people forgetting passwords for right now. I mean, later on, some clients do like pretty easy passwords, at least for them, and that way they won't forget them. But still, that way they've got at least a little something basic for security. So yeah, that's actually it. Now it's finalizing the Windows install, and then next I will go ahead and connect into the computer so you'll be able to see a little bit better detail on the next steps about installing the POS. So, okay, so the PlazSales just finished installing. We don't need the disk management up anymore here. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go ahead and hold off on the restart, because I don't think it's gonna be needed. And we're gonna launch the software. Just double click on the icon on the desktop. Okay. So yeah, PlazSales is coming up here. And we can go ahead and just fill out our information. Completed successfully. We'll continue. And also on POS systems, I usually recommend turning off some of the extra icons, so you don't need the store. You definitely don't need AI. Sometimes I'll even turn off the web browser just so it's not right there. Make it a little easier to keep people out. Alright. And PlazSales, when it comes up for the first time, this means it's connected to a database and it just wants the information filled out. So for the company, we'll just do bamboo. Okay, and then hit next. I think most of that information is optional. On the email address, you can really put in anything. It's optional. We can set that up later. Sales tax percentage. And credit card processing, we can add that later too. It's great to have the integrated credit card processing though. We'll just do admin 1, 2, 3, 4. And hit next. These are for tickets, if we've got any service tickets categories that we want to use. And this is about the printers. And then we'll hit start setup. Okay. Once this gets here, we can log in with the username and the password into PlazSales. So admin 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's logging in. Sometimes it takes a second. This is like clock in and clock out to track hours. You can use that for employees. And then the main sale screen is fast sale, and you can customize what features are turned on and what features are off, because I know it's a lot in there. It's pretty comprehensive. So we're going to go ahead and just go to the sale and make sure everything's working. Alright, so our POS system is looking good. Not bad for a free POS, huh? So I'm going to show you one more thing here. If you want to create a new item, this is a little test UPC. Go ahead and create. And the system was, well, this wasn't in our system, so this is the information that was found about it. And yeah, I say price and cost, not bad. I think that could work. So this is a Diet Coke caffeine-free 2 liter, and we're going to go ahead and save. Alright, so now when we do that UPC or if we type in Coke, bam, you can see the item is added right to the sale, calculating sales tax, and we're ready to accept payment. We can do cash or credit card processing. And if you need some help with credit card processing, let me know, because we've got integrated processing that we can do that'll integrate right in with PlazSales. But for now, we'll go ahead and just hit the cash button. And let's say they gave us a $20 bill. So we'll click on that. And right here, so we click the 20. So PlazSales has tons of options. One of the things I'm going to change is I'm going to turn off the auto printing. And that way I can show you the receipt that it generates a little quicker and easier. But you can customize everything in PlazSales. So the email information, store information, there's tons of things you can turn on and off, like, I believe it's under preferences maybe. Let's take a look. Yep, yeah, there's all the things you can turn on and off. There's workstation settings, which is everything about this workstation, where the other settings are for the whole store. You can have scanners, company information, you can do ticket management, you can do payments, and you can also charge fees. So that's another thing you can do to get free credit card processing. You can charge the percentage to the customer. So I can help you get that set up, and that way there's zero cost on your credit card processing as well. And we can also get you free equipment typically. As long as you're doing a decent amount of volume, we can usually get you free equipment. And so really can do basically no cost, which is pretty amazing. And then these are all the credit card processing settings. So there's tons of features in there and settings that you can change. So the fast pick editor is up in here in the menu. Edit fast picks. I added the Diet Coke to the fast picks under Item Home, and then I selected the Diet Coke, Diet Caffeine Free Coke, and then I hit Save and New in the bottom. So, this is a touchscreen, so we can touch on anything. And so that's another cool thing about using an old laptop. A lot of times they can be touchscreen, and typically you can tell because it's the glass goes a little further and a little further than the screen, or if like the whole thing is a glass, that type of thing. You can usually tell it's a touchscreen. So, and typically glossy, but there are matte touchscreens occasionally, but that's more of a business thing typically. So this is a Diet Coke here, Diet Coke caffeine free, and then so I just touch that and add it to sale. If we need to change the quantity, we could click on that. Let's go ahead and do 5 of these bad boys. Hit OK. You can see change the price to $20 down at the bottom, and I'm gonna hit the cash button. And here, let's just say they gave us a $50 bill. Okay, so change is $29.78, and we can preview the receipt right here. Ooh, that's one of the things I was going to change too. There's another receipt that's a little bit better. I like the invoice. It's called Invoice 80. So we'll go to more settings. We'll go to workstation settings, and invoice, instead of Invoice 80 Basic, we want just one called Invoice 80. So I got that. Now if we want to preview the previous transaction, we can click the print button and print previous transaction. Now we preview that. And now you can tell, and if we had a logo, it would look even better. You can tell it's a pretty modern, nice receipt. It's got the address and everything on there. Like I said, the logo would just be at the top and typically black and white. It's completely customizable. You can use any Windows printer for PlazSales, including the 8.5 by 11. So if you have an old printer laying around, you can print for free as well too, or just email the receipts. Most customers are okay with that. So that way you don't have any costs there. So it's pretty amazing. $0 cost on a point of sale system. You can make your own system. But yeah, I'm Jeff Minnis. If you got any questions, just let me know. Thank you very much.